Hey guys, it's Missy Wolf, and I'm here with Ronnie Eaton.
Hi, everybody.
Wow. So, okay, I have a lot of things I want to talk to you about. But the first thing that I want to talk to you about is your actual band name. So it's Ronnie Eaton and the Cold Hard Truth. And
Yes.
I want to know what inspired that, because I love it. It's so catchy and appealing to me that I just thought, oh God, I need to know the story behind this.
Man, there's actually not a really cool story behind it. We needed a band name. The guys needed, their own identity away from me. And I gave them a week to come up with a band name, and there were some bad ones. There were some really bad ones, and that was the one that was acceptable to everybody.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. And see, that wasn't an awful story or anything. That was actually pretty cool. So that's great. And now you had a debut solo album called The Moss Complex. Now, so that wasn't part of Ronnie Eaton and the Cold Hard Truth, but were any of the guys involved with this?
The guitar player was, and our bass player sang some harmony on it, but
okay.
It wasn't the band as it is now.
Right. Yeah, your full band album is What If We Are Ghosts. But so, and I want to get back to that one in a little bit, but so the Moss Complex, that's a very interesting title.
Yeah. At the time, I had quit playing music for a long time, and there was some issues in our community here in Lubbock with the homeless, and I didn't really agree with how the city was treating the homeless community here in town. But I couldn't do anything. I don't have any money. I don't have anything, and there was no way I could help. But the idea came to me that I should take my guitar down to the part of town where a lot of the homeless guys and gals live, and just play and sing. I didn't bring any money or any food or anything. I just brought my heart and took some prayer requests and played and sang, and played some Sam Cooke songs and some old Hank Williams and stuff like that, and made a lot of friends. And those guys really encouraged me to start writing again.
Oh, wow.
And most of those songs on the Moth Complex are about the homeless community in Lubbock, Texas. Just friends I met, stories that they told me that inspired me to write again and to play music again. And they were like, well, you got to record this now. So so then I recorded it, and then things just have, the past couple of years have been busy.
Wow, I guess. And that's, I knew that the homeless community had a special place in your heart, but I didn't know exactly what the connection was. And honestly, I thought they inspired your current album, your What If We Are Ghosts. So I didn't know that it was the Moss Complex. So I'm glad I asked you about that, because that title just really stuck out to me. And I thought, there's got to be something behind this as well. And that's really great.
The reoccurring theme that I kept catching with a lot of my friends that were in bad situations, and also a common thread in my life, was being attracted to things that eventually give you harm. And right. I thought, it's just like a moth, so to a flame. So I kind of took that and ran with it, and I'm really proud of the album.
Oh, absolutely. As you should be. And I'm sure they're all proud of you too. And I'm sure that for them, it holds a special place in their heart as well, because, they were part of that journey with you. And I can't imagine, them not being super proud of you and so happy that they got to be a part of it. Now, do you still go often and hang out and play for them?
I still pray, of course, but I don't get to go. I haven't been actively going out for a while. And just time and life, and I kind of felt like I wanted them to have a place to stay. There's no homeless shelter or even a designated area in town. But from the time I started going down there, most of the guys and gals were sleeping outside of a library, and because of things that got set into action, they now have a tent city And
wow.
it's a private organization, that nonprofit that bought the land and makes sure that the tents are kept up, and they have like a little, I guess, landlords kind of that are it's kind of ran by homeless guys that
wow.
Make sure that drugs don't get in, or there's no fights or anything. So I kind of felt like after the tent city got instated, my time was kind of done.
Right. But you know what? That is amazing to hear, and to know that you're a part of that. That's got to feel really, really incredible. I can't imagine how good that must have made you feel, knowing that you helped spark this huge, movement, really. I mean, they went from being outside of a library to now having their own community where they're safe, and, they have a place to go every night. That's really amazing.
And honestly, I didn't do any of that. I just played songs and sang and followed them as they went.
Right.
And really, I felt like my job was an observer and storyteller. That's all I ever want to be.
Right.
But really, more than anything, I just love people. Mm-hmm. And I think there are a lot of good people in bad situations, and I made some really good friends down there. I'm very thankful for friendship.
That's great. That's great. Kudos to you for all of that. And, so, I love hearing stories like that. I think it's great. And so on a more fun note now too, you have a song with the video, No Way to Tell. Okay. You guys look like you had so much fun in this video that I would immediately wanted to jump through my computer screen and join you guys. It was so much fun. So I want to know, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I want to know, whose idea was it for the video and the way that it was filmed, and really, just that seemed like such an amazing day.
I think that one problem with a lot of the music that I write and the content is that it's not a lot of fun.
Right.
I have a lot of dark themes and stuff, mm-hmm. and that's just my lyrical style. But the director, guy by the name of Austin Weidman, who works in New York City doing videos now, he had the idea of, he said, you know what, take this song, and I want to see you guys play it like you play it, and I want you to have fun. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, You guys are like best friends, so just get out there and I'll have the cameras, and you guys just have an absolute blast with it. And that's what we did. That's really just us goofing off and being ourselves, and and just some buddies out in the middle of Hockley County playing banjos and acoustic guitars.
Right. No, that's awesome. And that's why I was like, you know what, they just look like they're having so much fun. And yes, when you listen to the lyrics, it really, there is some emotional stuff in there going on, but you guys are having so much fun that it was like it didn't matter. And then it's upbeat, and it's, it sounds fun, but your song Smile and Nod, holy cow, that one is emotional. And the video, I was just like, oh my gosh, it made you feel what your character looked like he was feeling in the video. And it was just, oh man, you write some powerful stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. So what was going on when you wrote that song? I mean, that one really impacted me.
That's actually, there's a couple of songs off of the Moth Complex that aren't about the homeless community, and that was one of the ones that were that was really personal. And it's just kind of me dealing with the fact that I tend to disconnect. I have a bad habit of kind of shutting people out and not communicating how I'm feeling or what I'm thinking in a way that I should. And that's what that song is, and the round table of my friends telling me like, hey, what's going on with you? And I don't have I'm not really good at communicating my thoughts and emotions without a pen and a piece of paper, really. So that's what was going on there. And getting that out, that helps me realize that that's a problem, and I can address it whenever I notice that I'm being that way.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of people go through that. And, there's times where I myself have, just been so bottled up. I don't know what to do. And so I have to get out my pen and my paper, and I just have to write thoughts, and people journal, and people, do things for them in the therapeutic way that are different than others. But, writing is very therapeutic for many, many people. And, props to you on being able to take that and put it into a song. And, I was interviewing somebody the other day, and we were talking about how music, is the explanation for things you can't find the words to say. And, which is, it's so true. There's a song for everything. There's a song for heartbreak. There's a song for addiction. There's a song for everything. And so
definitely.
Absolutely. So, and kudos to you, because there's a lot of people out there who, with your song Smile and Nod, that can relate to that 100%. And now that there's, a song for that, right, it's just going to help them. And I think that's really great. And I think it's a good reminder for those who want to get upset with the person who bottles it up. Like, look, this is just how we are. This is what we do. And there's no reason to get upset. This is just how I have to process and handle things. So it's not personal. Quit taking it personal.
And I think, especially, and a lot of people I know, is you don't ever want to appear to be vulnerable. And there's a line in the song, I keep my hands in my pockets so you can't see them bleed. And to me, that's what that is really, kind of shut off so people don't know how weak and insecure and just broken up you can be inside sometimes. So.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes being a human being is hard, and we all get hurt at times, and we all feel things that we would rather not feel, and we all go through things. But to me, when an artist, songwriter puts it out on the line like that, it just is so much more meaningful, and it gives people hope, and it helps people connect to you a little bit better, because they're like, you know what, this guy gets it. This guy gets it, and he's real, and he's putting his heart on the line, and, that's awesome. So kudos to you, I love hearing that. I absolutely do. So do you find that writing your material is just extremely helpful for you in your life as well?
I used to think that until I wrote our latest album.
Okay, and that's What If We Are Ghosts?
Yes. That was a hard one to do. There was a lot of because I went from kind of writing songs about other people mostly, and that album, that what If We Are Ghosts, that's me. That is
right.
That is all me 100%. And it was hard to write, and it was even harder to record, and we're kind of like at a spot right now. We played those songs live so many times. It's not as raw. It's not as much of an open wound, But
well, that's what I was going to ask. How was that performing live? Like the first few times when you are writing emotional stuff. So when you put yourself out there and then you got to sing about it, like was that hard for you in the beginning?
And to me, it's like I don't really want to do those songs, and the guys are like, "Well, you have to." And it's not because I don't like the songs. I think they're good songs,
right.
But it's hard. And I mean, it's feedback, from people that would watch us, when we're hanging out after we were done, and people are like, "Man, your show was a lot of fun, but this one song," and it would be a song off of Ghost, and you seem like you were really, really into that. So maybe that comes across. I hope that it does. All I ever want to be is honest. Absolutely,
and with an album like that, that's 100% you. It's you can't fake emotion like that. So it's great. And I went and covered a Blake Shelton concert not too long ago, and he had sang the song that Miranda actually recorded about his brother, and he flipping cried, and I'm like, the whole audience is just in tears. And it was at that moment that I realized, like, wow, when you're performing your own song, that you've written about something very tragic. Like how hard that must be to get up there and do that in front of tons of people. So, again, kudos to you for that and putting yourself on the line, your heart out there, your emotions for everybody to see. And I can't imagine doing that. I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm not a songwriter or a singer. I don't think I could do that. I really don't. I definitely give you credit for that. So what do you have coming up for 2016?
2016 is going to be busy. We have an EP coming out, which a lot of people ask me what an EP is. So if you don't know what an EP is, it's an extended play single, which means it's about 5 or 6 songs, not a complete album, but not just one song either.
Right.
So we have an EP coming out. It's called Killer in the Choir. And I think it's musically it's a continuation of what we were doing with Ghost. We still kind of have the country vibe, but we let our rock influences show a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
It's being released through Spectre Records out of South Carolina, and I'm really excited to work with those guys. They're just a really, really cool indie label, and it's really nice to know there are people out there fighting for you.
Oh, absolutely.
To help you get your music out there. And I'm really excited for people to hear the first single. It's going to be called Darlin', Darlin'. And I'm really happy with the singing and the playing and everything that everybody did on that.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Now, is it going to be available on iTunes as well?
Oh, yeah, most certainly. I think the full EP release will be in March, and the single should be coming out soon.
Oh, nice. Well,
soon is vague, but soon is what I know.
Right. Well, I can't wait to hear that. I'm sure it's going to be amazing, and all of you guys together look like you just have a great chemistry. So is it? Have you guys just built amazing friendships too, or because you guys just look like you have so much fun together?
Well, 2 of the guys. Our bass player and our guitar player, Byron Mason, plays bass and sings, and Derek Guthrie plays lead guitar and sings. We grew up together in a small town south of Lubbock called Post, Texas, like the cereal.
Okay.
And literally founded by the same guy. We grew up together, so we know each other very well. I consider them to be like family. The other 2 guys, our keyboard player and singer Aaron Dick and our drummer Terry Moore, they jumped on it, and it was weird because we went through a lot of people before we got our right chemistry, and I think to me it's more about how well you can work together other than how talented somebody is. And I just happened to find 2 other guys that I work extremely well with that are exceptionally talented. So
right.
And we're friends. We go to eat dinner together and hang out with wives and stuff. When we're not playing music. So
right.
It's a very close knit group for sure.
Well, and it definitely comes across, and that's why, when I was watching the one video and then I've seen pictures and everything, I thought, what, these guys have a unique relationship to me. I mean, I've seen a ton of bands, I've heard a ton of bands, and, because you've heard too, there's stories where, this band is great and they rock and they're amazing, but off stage, they don't get along and they hate each other. And, and it's unfortunate, but it happens all the time. And I just knew right away, I was like, no, these guys look like they're a really tight unit. And it was just so interesting to me that I was really intrigued by that. So I'm so happy for you that you were able to, find a group of guys that you guys just work together. And, because that is really great, because when you know each other that well off stage, then you know each other better on stage. You know the mood you guys are in. You know what's gonna, what's gonna work and what's not. And so I think that's gonna, just better your performances and make your fans connect to you a little bit more. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just for me what I see.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's good to like you're talking about in a live setting, we know each other so well. I can look at somebody and he's about to do this one thing,
right?
And they just know everything. They're so good at at following me, and I'm really thankful that, because to me, like, being a leader, for them, it's a lot of trust.
Right.
You know, they have to trust that I'm going to get us into quality venues, or trust that I'm going to get us with good booking agents, or stuff like that. So I really appreciate and respect that trust that that they extend to me.
Oh, well, that's great. And I'm sure, you appreciate them just as much as they appreciate you. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a two-way street there. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. I'm so excited for your new EP to come out, and it's called Killer in the Choir.
Killer in the Choir.
Killer in the Choir. That's an awesome name. You have some really great names for your for your albums. I mean, just everything has been really awesome. Now, Killer in the Choir. Wait a minute. There's a story there. Why is that Killer in the Choir?
To me, okay, I grew up in a small town, and I used to go to this little church on the south side of town, or the north side of town, sorry. And the most pure sound I ever heard was whenever they would bring the choir up, and they would sing. And even as a small kid, I didn't understand really what, like, all the pastor was saying, or even what the meaning behind the songs, but just the way that they sang and they interacted together. And, like, to me, that listening to that Baptist choir, like, that's my happy place.
Right.
That's and I felt like in 2015, especially, there were a lot of people that lied and kind of deceived us in the band, like, musically. So I thought about that Baptist choir and how it was my pure place, and how it irritates me that there are people that would want to destroy somebody else's pure place, somebody else's happiness, I guess. So that's kind of my nod to the people that have lied and deceived us.
Right. Oh no, I love that. I love that title, and you're so true, and that's true in everyday life for so many people that, you just never know what somebody is capable of, right? You think you know somebody and they come across one way, and then something happens and you're like, whoa, never saw that coming. So that's really I like that title a lot. I cannot wait for this to come out. Well, this is amazing. So March is going to be an exciting month for you, and oh, go ahead.
No, I just asked her, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely, and as soon as it comes out, make sure that you let us know. We can promote it for you. Then we can update the link on our article, because right now we'll have the link to your current one, What If We Are Ghosts. So let us know when that comes out, and we will update our link, and we will do everything we can to help promote you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys more than you would ever know. Thank you.
Oh, it's not a problem at all. Just stay in touch. Anything we can do for you, we'd love to, and have a great rest of your day.
You too, Missy. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.